I need the cameras to turn around and take a look at what's in here. It's fabulous. Can you just take a look at this? Welcome to another scintillating episode of Garages of the Rich and Famous. We're on a quest and we'll go to every corner of the country to bring you the best of the old beauties there are. Today is all about 4x4s, well, some two-wheelers too. We are in small town Pollachi, a little town just outside Coimbatore, to dig into the wonderful garage of Dr. Jaikumar. This collection is going to blow you away. Let's take a look. Hello, Dr. Jaikumar. Thank you so much for sharing this wonderful opportunity to see your beautiful garage. We can't wait to see it.
Come on, let's go.
So very obviously a 4x4 fan. You love Jeeps, as I can see.
Jeeps as well as other off-roaders also.
Yes, but there's like a crazy collection of Jeeps. So where did that love begin?
Everything started with this Jeep. This Jeep was given by my grandfather when I was doing my 10th standard in school. Like I wanted to buy a two-wheeler.
Okay.
They thought a two-wheeler is too dangerous to drive on the road. So they gave me this Jeep. It was gifted by my grandfather to me.
Okay.
So I used to go to school in this Jeep and come back.
Did you cheat and drive it yourself as well sometimes?
No.
Okay. So this was where the love of Jeeps began. And when you first got this car, did you often open it up and tinker with it and enjoy?
Everything was in a good condition.
Okay.
This vehicle, when it was given to me, it was in a very good condition. I just had to simply drive the vehicle.
Everybody has a first car, but that doesn't mean they go on to collect so many of the others. So how did that interest expand to what this is today?
This was in 91.
Okay.
I had this Jeep given to me. And in 2000, I had bought that Jeep, Jonga, Nissan Patrol Jonga. So this vehicle was my second vehicle. It was occurred from the army disposal.
Okay.
That time my grandfather was a central minister in WWII government.
Okay.
So in his quota, I bought this Jeep and I had to restore it completely.
Was it in a really bad condition when you got it?
It was in a very bad condition.
Yeah. So a lot of restoration, but getting parts must not be easy for these kind of things. So how did you acquire?
I order parts in US and UK, and my friends always, they have to, when they come to India, they carry it for me. Third is this one.
Okay.
It is a 1970 model Series 2A LandRover. This came from a central government auction.
Okay.
So this was my third vehicle.
So by then you had decided that Jeeps are my thing. You know, like 4x4s are my thing. I'm going to see, Jeep comes as such a term for us. But 4x4s are my SUVs is what I really want. And you had decided that you're going to collect SUVs?
Yeah, collect all 4x4s.
Yeah. But you're a doctor. You would have been studying medicine at that point of time.
Yeah.
Where did you find the time to fuel this passion between doing all that studying?
Every day from the college, I used to make calls to my denter, my painter, and they used to do all the work for me.
Okay.
And later, I started my own workshop to restore my vehicles.
Yeah.
All the vehicles which you see is all restored by me in my workshop.
What's been the toughest restoration for you?
Toyota Land Cruiser 40
The Toyota
series.
Land Cruiser. Let's jump to the Land Cruiser and see why it was such a tough restoration. It looks absolutely fabulous right now. boy, oh boy, is this a different one. This is got the bonnet latches, it's got the big winch in front, it's got the tow hooks that I can see. So you've done a fabulous job with this. Obviously, you got this in a very
bad condition. Usually, all my vehicles which you see here, all they came in a very bad condition.
Okay.
I don't buy restored vehicles.
Okay.
I love to buy a vehicle from the scrap. Then I would like to restore it.
Which is like the most unique one you think in your collection?
I have many vehicles like that in my collection. I think the Land Rover 1948 is the one.
The Mark 1.
The Mark 1.
Do you take these cars out often and drive them yourself?
Once in a while.
But where would you take them and go?
I would go to my farm.
Okay.
I would go to the forest nearby called Topslip.
Okay.
To see the wildlife there.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect vehicles to see the wildlife as well over there. But now you started driving them a lot less. So how do you maintain them? Because these cars have to be run, right?
I've got a few people who, especially to maintain this car.
Okay.
They come clean the car weekly once. They start the vehicle. They allow the engine to run for some time. And they take a round, a small trip. And they come put it back. This is a Dodge Weapons Carrier 1943 model, and it has been restored to its very original condition. This vehicle was a gift to me by my friend Mr. Lakshman.
Oh.
And I had to restore the vehicle, and after restoration it's been nearly 8 years.
What engine does it have?
It has got a 6-cylinder side valve engine.
That's interesting. Yeah, and I mean, you know, amazing to see this. Maybe open it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we need to turn it around.
Just press it, man. Just press it. That's all.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Wow. So the days of ignition coils and distributors and very different world of cars, I think that most of you probably haven't seen in cars of today because everyth's covered.
This is a 6-cylinder side valve engine.
Yeah. You see that?
It's not a overhead valve.
Yeah.
It's a side valve engine.
And that's pretty unusual, and there must be very few of these in our country.
I think might be around some 10 vehicles restored in this condition.
How did these vehicles arrive in India? For what reason were they here?
It was given to the army.
Okay.
Indian Army in the early days.
Yeah.
And after these vehicles were replaced by the Nissan 110.
I can see the place to carry the rifle as well up here in front. Interesting, really interesting. It's massive inside here. It's absolutely massive.
This is W123 300D, and it has generally done only 10,000 kilometers.
Okay, so you barely drive it.
I rarely drive.
When did you acquire this car?
I bought this 8 years back.
Okay.
It was a dream to buy a W123.
Yeah. Why did you choose the 123?
In my
a lot of people want the 124 because it has a lot of.
No, this is because when I was doing my +1, +2 in school times, all my friends used to come in W123.
Yeah.
So that time I didn't have a Mercedes. So I used to think like I should one day buy this Mercedes W123. So it was a long time dream and I bought this car.
But I think before we walk to the rest of the cars, I want to know the story behind this cycle that is standing amongst all these four-wheelers here. You have this little two-wheeler here.
This is a World War II cycle, and this cycle can be folded and taken at
on your shoulder.
On the shoulder.
Wow.
This is for just to recognize who is coming, whether soldier, postman.
And then you have a Premier Padmini. This was my first car.
This car was used by my dad.
Okay.
So it was his first car.
And then the good old gypsies. What made you get the gypsies?
I was again fond of gypsies.
Yeah.
Like again, it's it's another good 4x4.
Yeah.
So
Excellent
gypsies
4x4.
were always in my mind. So I have all this. I have acquired all these 3 gypsies.
And do you have the old carbureted ones, or are these the
No,
MPF?
all these are MPF.
MPFIs.
I have one vehicle with the carbureted version. That is not here actually.
Okay. And how many vehicles do you own in total?
Totally, I own around 60 vehicles. This is used on. This used to be mounted on the Second World War Jeeps.
Yeah. I need you to take a look on these shelves. This is a car lover's garage. You find bits and pieces of cars, everything inside here. Parts and parts and parts and parts. Yeah. And Mr. Jaikumar was telling us that he always buys 2 of everything. One that he puts in the car when it's needed, and one for spare just in case it's needed later. So you see, that's why you need these extensive cupboards on each side. And jerry cans, tons of jerry cans that we have along here. Crazy. There's something to the feel of a garage which is indescribable. And let's go from there then and look at that collection of cars as well. The era in which we produce Jeeps in India, right?
Yeah, MM550.
Yeah.
It's an army version.
Yeah, and it's a Mahindra produced Jeep, so you can see that over here.
These were the Jeeps first produced by Mahindra.
So this is one of the early ones that were produced in India, and they produced the Jeep for quite a long while after that.
And this is a World War II 1943 model Ford. This is again a winch which is driven by the pulley, engine pulley.
Okay.
And 1 in 1,000 Jeeps used to have a...
This pair of twins here is pretty special.
Yeah, it is pretty special because they are RCL Jeeps.
Lovely.
Recoilless gun. Guns are mounted in this, anti-tank guns are mounted in this.
Yeah.
And then they are used in the war fields.
And you got, again, these are from the Indian Army.
Yeah, these are from the Indian Army, and I got this from Nasik.
Yeah.
And I restored them.
So how many Jeeps do you have? Like, I mean, I can already count 1, 2, 3, 4. I think about 14, 15 here.
Yeah.
And then how many more?
Another 10 more outside.
That's called true love, isn't it? But let's take a look at the two-wheelers now, because you have a great collection of the two-wheelers as well. So bikes as well. Now, as I recollect, you were not allowed to drive bikes. So what started this collection?
Because I was not allowed to drive bikes, I bought all this.
So when you were old enough, you decided that's it. I'm making my own call now.
Yeah, correct.
And did you ride these a lot?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So you have it's quite a varied collection. You have like the Royal Enfield, the Bullets. You have the RD 350s. You have a Harley. You have a Ninja. And that's as far as my bike knowledge goes. So you're going to have to tell me this. And the Corgis.
Corgis.
So why these particular bikes? Because you have quite a few of each one of these.
These RDs, when I was doing my MBBS, all my seniors used to have RD 350s.
Okay.
So I was not allowed to have a bike by my parents. So I bought these RDs around 7 to 8 years back and restored them. These RDs were restored in Bangalore. They were not restored by me.
Okay.
They were restored in Bangalore. 4 RDs because one is a high torque, one is a low torque, and 2 are US spec vehicles. These bullets are called as G2 engines.
Okay.
These 3. These engines were made in England.
Okay.
So one after the other, all the 3 are different models. So one after the other, I got it, and all these vehicles were restored in Kerala.
Why not restore the bikes on your own? Is there any reason for
because they are better. They restore more better than me.
Okay. So there are particular restorers that you go to for the restoration.
Restoration of the bikes.
And then the little boy dream was fulfilled with the Ninja, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I finally got a smile out of him on his face. He's so stoic with all his cars. But yeah, I guess every little boy wants to have a super bike at some point. And how fast have you ridden that bike? We won't tell anybody.
No, 120 kilometers per hour.
Have you ever had a mishap on a bike?
Yeah, of course. On this RD 350, I met with a very major accident.
Oh my gosh.
So after that, I stopped driving two-wheelers.
Okay. So,
Whatever I had restored, I just keep it,
yeah.
and no more two-wheelers. No
Not
more
even,
riding
not
them.
even the
Nothing.
Harley Cruiser.
Nothing.
So thank you so much for having us over here. We're not going to let you go without taking a drive in one of your cars
Sure.
For a little bit, but we'll let you pick whichever one you want. We'll take a drive in one of your cars. Our pleasure meeting you, and thank you so much. Let's go on that drive.
Yeah.